We're out here for a very nature stream. I was out surveying the land. Hello, Ronnie. So, yes, I thought I'd make my first stream a short one while I'm out here doing my work. I'm surveying what needs to be done. We had those big windstorms here, and as you can see, there's things like trees down. So that's what I was out here doing, is seeing what needs to be done. And as I said, there's a tree down. It's free wood. Hello, Smelly. Now, if you're actually wondering about this, I own all of this. What? All this you see before you, this is mine. Now, I think Smelly and Ronnie, you had both remembered I talked about building a hobbit hole. That would be over there. You see how it kind of rises up there? And you see how it goes down this direction? I thought where the down over here, right over this hump, meets, that's where I'd probably cut the hobbit hole at. So yeah, it'll take a decade or two. I figure doing it myself, but yeah, just over this rise is where I'll do that at. And I'm actually thinking about turning that into a bathtub. You see these rocks right here? So yes, I'm thinking about turning that right here into a place to bathe. This is where the deer drink. And the deer can drink my bathwater for all I care. Now, on interesting life things, most of that stuff is going to be on this channel. And we'll go now. An interesting thing here, if you let this focus, you see all those things growing up? Every single one of those are wild onions. Yes, these are all wild onions. And they grow on the dam. This is the dam to the pond. And all these trees around us right here are black walnuts. Well, this is my private space, Smelly, and as you see, I got onions growing up all over it. So I've got all the free wild onions for the next week or two that a human being could possibly eat, and no one's will want to kiss me, I'm sure, because my breath's gonna smell like onions. But yes, like I say, if you look over here and look close, you see all those things that are up higher. Every single one of those is a wild onion. Like I say, you can't quite tell, but yes, all of those things up higher, yes, all of that's wild onions. And they grow down here in mass. Well, I'm glad the stream's holding together. I've not tried to move yet, but I've had absolutely no interruption in it at all. So I will consider it a good thing. Now I'm going to mentioning that because I'm about to get up and move, and I'm hoping that the signal doesn't pooter out. Now, like around here, you can see there's some pretty moss growing right here, and just this rock laying around. You can't see it, but it's got some quartz in it, and it's sparkling in the sun. I've got to kind of watch my step because I am on a dam, as you can see. On the other side is the pond. And as you can see, water has flown over this property for ages. Now that water shouldn't be there. That's coming from a spring. Or it's coming from around the pond on some side. But that looks like it's coming out of the rock right there. So that means in reality, there is probably a spring right here. Because it's been dry here. And this water should not be here. Because that is the overflow of the pond right there. And as you can see, it looks like the water is coming out of there. That means there is a spring leaking somewhere. So that means somewhere over here is groundwater. Now, because that's the fence row right there, it's probably out, the spring is probably on someone else's property. But you can see the water is seeping out here. Now, that, of course, has been sitting, and you can see mosquito larvae all over it. But in reality, that might be good water. You know, minus the nature in it. But like I say, you can see where, you know, the water has went down with springs here like forever. You see how deep that is. Because that has always been like that. Because, you know, as you see, it actually works just like a trench line. Because I was going to get us over here, but there's still no easy crossing over there. Now, this is where this all overflows. And if you look right here, deer prints. If you look real close in the mud, you can see where there was hooves. And this is where the deer come and get their drink. And there's a lot of wood down. That looks like a thorn bush. I probably want to burn that out at some point. But yeah, it looks like I got another tree down over there. It looks like I got another tree down over there. So it looks like Roger's going to have to come down here with an axe. And I'm going to have to start chopping some of this shit up and making a burning pile. Now, since there's a tree there, and there, I'll probably make a burning pile right there. Oh, yeah. If anybody, you know, had needed firewood, it could be used for firewood. But yeah, I'm going to start making a brush pile there because this was supposed to be open area. But, you know, as you can see, the down trees have... But that's what I thought I'd do for my first stream here, is I would let you guys survey some of this place with me. You hear me? You can hear me walking over nothing but little limbs. That's why I say I got to be extraordinarily careful. Now, you can see what I was talking about, how the land descended down. And that's why I was saying I'm going to cut a hobbit hole over hill in its side. So yeah, like I say, you can see over there where I'm going to cut the hobbit hole, because you can see how the hill comes down here. You know, I'm just going to take that bank and I'm going to start at it with a mattock and do a little bit every year. Now you see that whole field of them there. You see that glistening in the distance? That is a field of those. And those are mayaples. They're also known as American mandrake. And they are also poisonous. So yes, this next bush, and I don't particularly want to cut up my ankles, but now I am on the other side. I walked around there because that's the easiest way in. rock. Yes, you see this giant pile of rock? I mean, all of that, that was 3 days' work in my father, who made. Now, at some time or another, I might take some of this rock and start to build a hut out of it. You can see over time it's almost started to make its own wall over there. But yes, I've been thinking about doing that. Like right here, I've been thinking about taking this rock and building a hut and building me a hobbit hole down there for the apocalypse. I joke about that part. In the apocalypse, you'll be moving. But yes, you can see all of that mayapple, and as I said, all of it is very poisonous. Oh God, I see 2 more trees down. I have plenty of work to do in the woods. Let us just say. And I want to start burning these thorn bushes out. Although this time of year, since they've got sap in them already, I may have to wait until fall to burn them out. And then the runoff from the pond goes down the hill, and it eventually runs into the local creek. But yes, I say, all of this before you, this is my property. This is the Dark Grove. You know, when I do Grimgoth content and I always hashtag the Dark Grove. Well, this is the Dark Grove, and the Dark Grove is getting leaves. As you can see, the tree's leaves are just starting to fill out. And all those up there are all black walnuts. Yes, those are all black walnut trees because black walnuts are expensive. And once again, during the apocalypse, their food, as you can see, there's green onions growing literally everywhere around here. And then the channel of the water goes down this way to the pond, from the pond to the creek. And it depends on how much, it's just a trickle normally, but when it rains, it can actually get to be a dangerous flow, and, you can see all of this lovely crap. I don't know how in the hell I'm getting all that. That is the only way to do anything, is one bit at a time. Now, where I talked about building like a medieval hut, or in this case, a medieval stone house, I would like to take rock like that and do it rather than those big ones, because you can see they have, the natural warden shape. And I'm starting to think the channel kind of needs to be cleaned. Something. I hear geese. They are not. We'll go down a bit further. Now, I have not got the Spinny of Death yet, and I am very happy we have not. They must have got more towers in the area. Another green onion. I was having to hop a log, and it didn't like me rotating device. Yes, it did not like me rotating device. Now, as you can see, if there's ever the apocalypse, I have to, like I say, I have to be careful every step because I am walking over. And I'm going to sneeze. Well, enough. Yes. Yes, I was wondering how many down trees, and I can now say enough to where you really can't keep track of them. I found another 2 over here. I'll show us another 2 or 3. Man, that windstorm. Put it this way, I got plenty of wood sitting around just to roast marshmallows with. Yes. In fact, I should probably put marshmallows on my wish list. Yep. Because reasons. You see the two more trees I found? Yeah, there's another one. Actually, another two. A big one and a small one. They died together. No, that's one tree. Okay, I thought it was two together. Okay. Actually, that's worse because now I still have to bust that apart. Man, you knocked over that tree. You hear me walking over broken limbs everywhere. Whew. That's where one was uprooted a long time ago. You see it on the other side. Like I said, there's onions everywhere. And over here's weed I gotta get up. But yes, sometimes in the spring, being a farmer, your day's chore can be surveying the property so you can figure out what needs to be done. And that was my sweep through the woods, or at least a part of them. Enough to know I got to dedicate some time to it. Fella, I let fish in my pond. Yes, that entire time while we've been sitting there, there's been a fisherman. And we're walking through my hay field. Hay is going for $40 a roll right now. And it will pay my taxes. Hopefully. The view to my left. All three people that are here. One of the reasons why I picked the name I did for the vlog channel is because I wanted my name to not be associated with it, so I'd only get people here that I wanted here. There's Gandalf the Grey heading to the house. there with my fisherman. I have a very long drive. That's just as far as he's got. Well, that's what it did to the woods. It did to the yard, but I needed to survey the woods, and I'm in the middle of my day, so I thought I'd bring you guys along. We're in my secret lair. One moment. And here we go. Yes, here we are in my secret lair. Oh, secret life with wood shit in my hair. Whew. I hadn't really planned on doing a lot, but once again, I thought the woods would be pretty. And while I go ahead and did that little chore, because it was a chore that just required walking around, I thought I could check signal strength, walk around and talk with you. And so far, it's worked great. Now, those are my barn birds you hear. They showed up last month. They eat all of the bugs. I sit out here and I don't get bit by mosquitoes. Now, I do provide those birds a house most of the year. But in turn, my roommates eat the mosquitoes for me. So I don't have to worry about it. Now, I don't have a device out here. Well, I don't doubt it. I'm inside right now. I'm in a barn loft. It's just, this was the closest place to sit down. And like I said, I was just planning on doing this for a few minutes, show the land, talk to you guys. And I'm going to have a lot more vlogs soon. And I'm going to try, if my condition will allow it, I'm going to shoot a long one tonight. But it depends if my condition will allow it. Now I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. And I'm going to go to the house and I'm going to get me a cold drink. I've still been dealing with tons of kittens. And Richella is just the most sensitive creature that ever existed. And she's not handling motherhood well right now. And that's all I'll say. And I'll talk about that later in a vlog. Now, everyone, thank you for coming. And I'll talk to you later.